Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm Michael Horstman, Director of Athletics for Northwestern High School, and I'm delighted that all of you could join us for this special evening. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our many alumni, Hall of Fame inductees, coaches that have gathered here tonight. It is wonderful to have you back. Northwestern High School was founded in 1948 through the consolidation of Howard, Clay, and Irving schools. Over the past 77 years, our athletic programs have flourished, now offering 20 varsity sports and 31 developmental level teams. We proudly compete as a member of the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Three Rivers Conference. Throughout nearly 8 decades, countless talented coaches, athletes, and contributors have walked through the doors. Tonight, we come together and recognize and honor those who have made a lasting impact and led the way, inspire others. Let me share with you the purpose of the Hall of Fame. The Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame will be organized as a way of maintaining the heritage and tradition of successful athletic programs at Northwestern High School. In addition, it will serve as a means of recognizing, preserving, and honoring the athletes, coaches, individuals who made significant contributions to the athletic program at Northwestern. Many individuals have been influential in the Tiger tradition of excellence and have had exemplary accomplishments on the athletic fields and in support of Northwestern athletic programs. The Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame honors the contributors and accomplishments of these individuals who are worthy of recognition as examples to others to emulate. If we could rise now and face the flag as our national anthem is performed. Tonight our anthem will be performed by Northwestern High School Band Director, Mr. Jeremy Snyder. The Northwestern High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to welcome back some members of the Athletic Hall of Fame. If you could please stand when I call your name. 2014 class charter athlete member, Gary Mumau. 2017 class contributor wing member, Stan Rybolt. 2018 class coaches wing member, Jeff Hoover. 2018 class contributor wing member, Glenn Fritz and Jeannie Miller. 2022 class contributor wing member, Charity Armstrong. She's outside. 2023 class contributor wing member, Dr. Jonathan Rybolt. 2024 class coaches wing, Kathy Layden. 2024 class contributor wing, Dan Armstrong. We would also like to welcome Carl and Candy Graber. Can you please stand? Carl and Candy have been a part of this Hall of Fame since its inception. Thank you for continued support. I would also like to welcome high school principal Tim Schoaf. Please stand. High school assistant principal Jackie Berkshire. Middle school principal James Bisher. Middle school assistant principal Ryan Ward. Northwestern elementary principal Tiffany Myers. Howard elementary assistant principal Kathy Layden. Northwestern superintendent Kristen Bilkey. And Northwestern director of operations Jeff Layden. I would also like to welcome our student athlete leadership team, Andrew Lesko, president. Blake Wise, vice president. Adam Lesko. Ty Kidwell. Kai Schoaf. Berkeley Ray. Kayla Meek. Megan Broker. And Sam Martin. Not with us this evening is Mia Schoaf and Elise Collins. We'd also like to thank our athletic secretary, Christina Kidwell, the custodial staff for their help with setup, our new Northwestern Boosters Club for their continued partnership, Windmill Grill Restaurant for their efforts in preparing our great meal this evening, and all of you here tonight. This evening is to honor the tradition of Northwestern Tigers athletics. I would also like to thank and introduce the 2025 Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame Committee. Chair, Dan Armstrong. Community members, Stan Rybolt and Jody Pippinger. Students, Andrew Lesko and Blake Wise. Former head coaches, Todd Miller and Jeff Hoover. And our current head coaches, Ryan Ward, Danita Walters, and Jim Gish. At this time, I'd like to call our 2017 Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Stan Rybolt, to come forward and lead us in our invocation.
Shall we pray? Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come and honor these athletes, coaches, and contributor members. You don't get very many chances to do these things, and we just thank you for that they give their time and talents to do this. And Northwestern is blessed to have that. We also want to have your hand upon the meal tonight, that you might bless it to our bodies, give us strength. and give us traveling mercies as we all go our separate ways after we are done here tonight. Enjoy the evening, and thank you. Amen.
We will now begin our meal. We are going to dismiss by rows. We're going to start with these front 4 tables, and then we'll dismiss as we see. You can use both sides of the table to make the dinner go a little bit quicker. So if Miss Britton's table, go ahead. Go ahead. You guys can go ahead. Go. We'll go ahead and get started again. I hope everybody enjoyed their meal. At this time, I would like to introduce former Northwestern Athletic Director and Chair of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame Selection Committee, Dan Armstrong, to serve as tonight's Hall of Fame induction MC.
Evening, everybody. Everybody doing all right? Meal good? Let's give Windmill Grill a round of applause. That was really good. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay. The Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame is organized into 3 wings. Hopefully you had a chance to walk through the Hall of Fame and see the bio boards out there. There's the athlete wing, the coaches wing, and the contributor wing. Each wing inductee will receive an award that is named after individuals who have made significant contributions, have had major accomplishments, have the values, leadership, and goals that Northwestern Athletics and Northwestern High School stand for. These individuals are worthy of recognition as examples for others to emulate, and will be recognized each year when their awards are given to worthy inductees as they enter the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame. Their biographies will be at the top of each wing award wall in the Hall of Fame, as you've probably noticed if you were in there. I'm going to read the bios of each one of those namesakes to keep their names alive and why we named the wings after them. The first is the athlete wing, is named after 2 people. First, Brent Graber. Brent Graber was an athlete at Northwestern from 1993 to 1997. Brent led by his example and few words for teammates and classmates. He loved to learn and play, approaching academics and sports with great enthusiasm, persistence, and integrity. He competed with intensity and keenness under pressure. He loved to win and hated to lose. Brent finished his high school career with 6 varsity letters and was academic all-state in football and baseball. Brent loved playing baseball and football, especially with his high school teammates, telling his father high school football was the best. He encouraged others to be successful in academics and sports. In Brent's senior year at Northwestern, which was the 96-97 school year, the football team averaged over 50 points per game. The football coach said, "I want the ball in Brent's hands as much as possible during the games because he seems to thrive under pressure." Brent's 33 stolen bases and 42 runs scored in 26 baseball games his senior year were quite remarkable. NHS baseball coach Dan Armstrong said teasingly, "I think Brent hits singles so he can steal second base." Coach Jim Gish, said, "I love coaching Brent because he works so hard and is so respectful of his coaches and other players." Brent graduated near the top of his NHS class and received the Leadership Scholarship to attend Wabash College. He lettered in all 4 years of football at Wabash College as a kickoff returner and receiver, while graduating with honors, summa cum laude, in economics. Brent did sport climbing in the mountains of Colorado and Thailand with his brother Darren, who graduated at Northwestern in 2001. He became an expert snow skier, backcountry and downhill. He was an avid backpacker and enjoyed mountain biking in the Rocky Mountains and Utah. He died much too young in 2009 while looking out for the safety of 2 other bicyclists. Brent's epitaph was written by his brother Darren Graber that said, "Followed his joyful curiosity, let loose the warmth of his heart, and befriended all with his loving spirit." All athletes inducted into the athlete wing of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame will receive the Brent Graber Brian Hemmerly Award of Excellence. Brian Hemmerly. Brian Hemmerly was an athlete at Northwestern High School from 1993 to 1997. You might have noticed they were teammates. Brian participated in soccer, wrestling, and baseball in all 12 seasons of athletics during his high school career. Brian had a love for athletics and a burning desire to work hard and to win. Brian had an infectious smile that made you feel good about any situation, and he drove his teammates to be positive and to work harder than expected. He loved to win and hated to lose. Brian was awarded the Eye of the Tiger Award for participating in 12 seasons of athletics and a blanket award for 10 varsity letters. Brian was a part of 2 team sectional championships in soccer in 1995 and 1996. The 1996 Tiger soccer team won the first ever boys soccer Mid-Indiana Conference Championship, setting the expectation for how Tiger soccer teams still play today. Brian was the 1997 male recipient of the Robert K. Downey Memorial Scholar Athlete Award, which is one of the most prestigious awards given at Northwestern High School. After graduation from Northwestern in 1997, Brian went on to Purdue and graduated in 2001 from the Krannert School of Management with a degree in industrial management. Brian went to work for GE from 2001 to 2003. And then from 2003 to 2006, worked in Chicago as a financial analyst. In 2006, Brian became an entrepreneur working in real estate and owning a restaurant. He was suddenly taken from us at the age of 28 in 2007. Brian was a true inspirational leader who worked to set standards for those after him to follow. His work ethic was second to none. Brian worked hard and had a burning desire to win, even when he was staring in the face of doubt from teammates. He led teams even as a sophomore. Brian was a standard setter and had tremendous communication skills. I wrote because Brent and Brian batted one first and second in the lineup. One was a leadoff, one knocked him in behind him. Brian Hemmerly was a one-of-a-kind leader with a work ethic second to none. If he was knocked down, he got up and worked harder. He helped create the winning standard and championship mentality in baseball at Northwestern that continues still to this day. He worked because it was what was asked of him. He believed because it was what you should do. He was a winner because he was just a good, quality person. He's a player you never forget. All athletes inducted into the athlete wing of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame will receive the Brent Graber Brian Hemmerly Award of Excellence. The coach's wing namesake is Gerald Hood. Gerald Hood served Northwestern High School as a math teacher and a coach for over 30 years. Gerald served Northwestern High School with a servant's heart and had a true love for teaching and coaching Northwestern students. Gerald served as boys varsity track coach from 1973 to 1975 and boys basketball coach from 1976 to 1978, compiling a 24-18 career record as a varsity basketball coach. He came back after leaving the head coaching position to coach junior varsity and middle school basketball for several years after leaving the head coaching position. He was beloved by those who called him a colleague and alike by those who had the opportunity to be in his classroom or on his team. Gerald Hood was one of the unsung heroes of the coaching world. For most of his career, he spent the hours, days, weeks, and years working as an assistant coach in the background out of the limelight. No matter if he was the assistant or the head coach, he was teaching those around him. Those who knew him learned from him. He commanded respect by his professionalism, demeanor, and work ethic. He was and will always be a great person. He was and will always be the man they called teacher. All coaches inducted into the Coaches Wing of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame will receive the Gerald Hood Coaches Award of Excellence. Our last wing is the Contributor Wing. It is named after Gerald Sullivan. Gerald Sullivan was a special individual who drove a bus for Northwestern School Corporation, who greeted every student every day with a smile and cared about each one of them as they cared for him. Gerald drove a bus for athletic events for nearly 30 years. He was the first athletic bus driver in our school's history to be awarded a state championship ring for his service to our varsity basketball team in its state basketball championship run in 2006-07. Gerald also drove for the 1992 state runner-up football team and served as the team driver for varsity football and varsity basketball for many years. Each team that he drove for, he got to know personally, and the athletes cared for him and considered him one of the team. Gerald was a huge Northwestern fan and a constant Northwestern supporter in all aspects of academics and athletics. Gerald Sullivan, in his 30-year bus driving career, touched thousands of lives, and he was such a humble man. When you had a one-on-one conversation with Gerald, his focus was on you. Gerald was kind, giving, and had a servant's heart. All contributors inducted into the Contributor Wing of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame will receive the Gerald Sullivan Contributor Award of Excellence. Okay, we are ready to induct the 2025 class of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame. We're going to start with the athlete wing. Okay, our first athlete being inducted is Sarah Kirkman Wheeler. Sarah Kirkman was a student athlete at Northwestern High School from 1993 to 1997. A two-sport standout in volleyball and softball, Sarah left an indelible mark on the Northwestern athletic program. Her dedication and performance in both sports earned her a place as a two-sport All-MIC Conference selection, MIC Conference champion, a sectional champion, All-State athlete, and an academic All-State honoree, reflecting her exceptional talent both on and off the field. In softball, Sarah's achievements were nothing short of extraordinary. A four-time MIC Conference player. In 1994, she was chosen second team. Back when we had the MIC Conference, the Mid-Indiana Conference, coaches would get together and vote on athletes. Some of that in conferences has changed a little bit, but then that we had first and second team and honorable mention. So in her 1994 season, she was second team all conference. 1995, she was second team. 1996, she was chosen first team. And in 1997, she was also chosen first team. She held two school records, including a remarkable 680 batting average in a season and a career 548 batting average over 4 years. Sarah was extremely consistent at the plate. She went without striking out during her sophomore and junior seasons, with only 12 strikeouts in 212 at-bats across her first 3 seasons. Sarah helped lead her team to a 1996 softball sectional championship and earned third team All-State in 1996. In 1997, Sarah earned first team All-State honors in softball. In volleyball, Sarah was a 4-year player for Northwestern. In 1996, she led her team to an MIC Conference championship, set the school record for most kills in a season, and was named first team All-MIC Conference and academic All-State. Her dominance on the court, coupled with her team-oriented mindset, made her a key player in Northwestern volleyball success. Sarah's impact extended beyond her high school career. After graduating, she received a Division I softball scholarship to the University of Notre Dame, where she played for 4 years of softball. During her time at Notre Dame, Sarah was part of a team that captured 4 Big East Conference championships and had 2 undefeated conference seasons. Sarah spent many years giving back to the game that she loved, coaching softball at various levels and giving lessons. Sarah is married to John Wheeler. Sarah Kirkman Wheeler. If you'll come on up, Sarah.
Firstly, I'd like to thank anyone who signed my bat. I was trying to get all the inductees to sign my bat as a memorabilia for today. It's also a prop, but but I wanted to thank everybody for doing that. It's really cool to have this. So please forgive me, I'm kind of a nervous girl. But I was always the quiet one of the bunch. And as a matter of fact, I specifically remember Coach Schuler pointing out one day that I actually spoke at practice. And she's like, wow, Kirkman actually talks. But at that time, my motto was kind of like Teddy Roosevelt, to speak softly and carry a big stick. Firstly, I'd really like to thank God for the ability and the time on this earth to be able to play the sports that I loved for so many years. Thank you to Northwestern School Corporation. They provided a great education. It was the foundation for all of my academic success. They always had high quality facilities, a safe environment, great coaches, and I just couldn't be any more grateful. Thank you to the committee for taking the time to consider me as a nominee for the induction. I'm honored and grateful to receive this award and to be counted among these great athletes, coaches, and supporters. I know what this award means. I know how this award came about. And I'm grateful that I can share in the legacy of sportsmanship and values that Brian Himmerly and Brent Graber both encompassed. I'd like to thank my fantastic coaches, Dave Myers, Tom Barnes, Steve Bunn, J.C. Brush, Dean Ziering, for always believing in me, supporting me as I honed my softball skills and taught me to be a well-rounded individual. I'd also like to thank my awesome volleyball coaches, Lorri Schuler, Linda Wilson, Tika Rogers, for always pushing me to achieve more than we ever thought we could. To my parents, Steve and Maria Kirkman, thank you for always supporting my athletic and academic goals. Dad worked tirelessly to provide for us so we could live our best lives, take all the lessons, travel while pursuing our goals. My mom worked hard getting us to all of our games, practices, tournaments, music lessons, art lessons, youth group. She went the extra mile and attended as many games as she possibly could without fail, while my dad would always hold the fort down at home. They are amazing. They always supported my family's dreams, the kids' dreams, and they always helped us to explore our God-given talents. And they were always our #1 fan. I'd like to thank my brother, Jonathan Kirkman, who's here, and my sister, Teresa Carlson, who is with her daughter playing volleyball right now, for being my biggest fans at my games and my tournaments. And I know you guys gave up a lot so that we could travel in the summers. I'm just so blessed that they're my family. I'd also like to recognize my husband, John, who's here to support me tonight. I love you, honey. One of the best things about playing sports at Northwestern was my teammates over the years, always pushing each other to achieve more. My teammates taught me determination, grit, dedication, fortitude, leadership, and teamwork. and they all served me well in my collegiate years at the University of Notre Dame. We had a lot of fun on and off the field and court. Some of my favorite memories were piling into my black cherry Dodge Daytona and listening to Gangster's Paradise, Offspring, and Nirvana as we drove to Taco Bell to get a Mexican pizza. Barb Smith and I at softball practice, we thought it'd be a great idea since it got so hot in my car that we tried to bake cookies in my windshield. The other things that were so much fun were playing cups at volleyball games. That was the greatest. We had so much fun with that at tournaments. We always had a blast at our sectional dinners and end of the season team parties. It was amazing how the parents and team would go the extra mile to inspire us. They decorated lockers for our sports season and specifically for sectionals. They made special meals before games and tournaments, sent us with bags of snacks with special notes and sayings to encourage us all. All this effort did not go unnoticed. It always meant so much to us. I know how much planning and love that actually goes into those acts of kindness. Mostly, I'd say that the best part of my time was the friendships that I made at Northwestern, the bonds that were made. These classmates were and will forever be my friends. For a quiet girl who rarely talked, my teammates and those friendships meant a lot to me. After high school, I was blessed to play softball all 4 years, to participate in my dream of being a college athlete at a very strong, academically challenging institution. It was the most physically, academically, emotionally challenging thing I've ever experienced. But it was also the most fulfilling and amazing experience, and I would never take it back. I tell my girls all the time, my softball girls, that there was only one day that I was not sore on that campus. It was the day I arrived. Now, with Notre Dame, we were able to travel the world, go all outrageous places that I had put on my bucket list, including Hawaii, where we played against the Chinese national team. We were also blessed to travel to Sydney, Australia, and play against the Aussie national team. And that was at the future site of the 2000 Olympic Games. I was able to see an opera at the Sydney Opera House. Not gonna lie, teammates didn't love it. I loved it. It was great. We climbed the Sydney Harbor Bridge. We experienced the world. We had a very successful team and achieved a lot. And we have a lot to be proud of over the years. But it would not have happened had I not had the foundation that I had at Northwestern. I've had many opportunities to play against a lot of the famous Olympians that I looked up to and continue to be inspired by, including Jenny Finch, Lisa Fernandez, Laura Berg. Several of my teammates went on to play in the USA Pan Am Games. Softball's opened up a life for my teammates and I that we could only dream of. I literally used to imagine Lisa Fernandez was pitching against me when I practiced in the barn by myself with Metallica blasting in the background. It was a really cool experience because I actually got to participate in tournaments where they were. And I've never been so inspired. There were a lot of high school basketball, volleyball, softball players that were my inspiration growing up. And I know for a fact they didn't know because I was very shy and never said a word. One of those ladies, or a few, might just be here tonight, and they are. It was always my goal to pay it forward to the next generation because my mentors and those whom I looked up to had done the same for me. After my college career, I'm almost done by the way. After my college career was complete, I returned to Northwestern, served as a middle school volleyball coach, high school softball hitting coach, and assistant coach with some of my former coaches. It was a really great experience to be able to come full circle with them. It was really cool. It's been amazing to assist other girls like me in achieving their dreams. It's a great feeling to bring back the skills that I learned at Notre Dame and passing them on to the next generation. We had some success with our teams, but I continue to coach softball individuals. At least 8 of my girls have gone on to fulfill their dreams of playing collegiate softball. I couldn't have been more grateful to attend this school, out amongst the cornfields. It's a wonderful place to grow, thrive, and build a strong foundation for the future. Thank you, Northwestern. Thank you for this honor, and God bless each one of you.
Our next inductee is Madison Layden Zay. Madison Layden, a student athlete at Northwestern High School from 2016 to 2020, is one of the most accomplished athletes in the history of the school, excelling in volleyball, basketball, and tennis. A true embodiment of athletic excellence, Madison earned a blanket award for 10 varsity letters, honor ring for 12 varsity letters, 10 sectional championships, 3 regional championships, 3 semi-state championships, 2 state championships, and a state runner-up. Madison was an all-conference player 11 times, was named all-district in volleyball 3 times, and tennis 2 times. Madison was named all-state in all 3 sports. She was an Indiana All-Star in all 3 sports, leaving an unparalleled legacy in Northwestern sports history. In basketball, Madison stands as the all-time leading scorer in Northwestern basketball history with 2,360 career points. She shattered numerous records during her tenure, including the most points in a season, 767, which came in the 2019-20 season, most assists in a game, 13, most assists in a season, 202, most steals in a game, 12, most career assists, 713, and the most career steals, 535. She is also the career leader in three-point field goals with 289 and free throw percentage, 89.4%. Madison was a 4-time Hoosier Conference All-Conference selection in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, an Indiana All-Star in 2019 as a junior All-Star, and in 2020 as an All-Star. Her remarkable achievements contributed to 4 sectional championships in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, 3 regional championships in 18, 19, and 20, 3 semi-state championships, 18, 19, and 20, 2 state championships in 3A in 2018 and 19, and 1 state runner-up in 4A in 2020. The Northwestern Lady Tigers team record during Madison's 4-year career was 107-9, going 22-4 her freshman year, 29-1 her sophomore year, 27-3 her junior year, and 29-1 in her senior year in 2019-20. 29 consecutive wins to start the 2019-2020 season. Madison's legendary high school basketball career culminated in being named the Gatorade Indiana Basketball Player of the Year for 2019 and 20. In volleyball, Madison recorded 1,129 assists, 1,814 kills, 1,207 digs, 138 career aces for her career, earning all Hoosier Conference in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. All district in 2017, 18, and 19, all state honors in 2019, and Indiana All-Star in 19 and 20. Her leadership helped her teams secure 3 sectional championships, 2017, 18, and 19, and 1 Hoosier Conference championship in volleyball in 2019. As a tennis player, Madison compiled a stellar 56-6 record in her first 3 years as a #1 singles player. Her excellence on the tennis courts earned her 3 team sectional championships. All state honors in 2019, all districts in 2017, 18, and 19, and all Hoosier Conference in 17, 18, and 19. Unfortunately, her senior tennis season in 2020 was canceled due to COVID-19 pandemic. Her place as one of Northwestern's best ever tennis players is undisputed. Madison's stellar high school career was complemented by her college success at Purdue University, where she continued her basketball journey on a full scholarship. Over her 4 years, Madison totaled 1,022 career points, 424 rebounds, 288 assists, 159 steals, and 206 career three-point baskets, shooting 35% from three-point land, solidifying her legacy as one of Purdue's standout players. Madison's remarkable career at Northwestern, her record-breaking performances, and her sustained excellence across multiple sports have earned her a place among the greatest athletes in the history of Northwestern High School. She is truly one of the most successful female athletes the school has ever seen, and her influence will continue to inspire future generations of athletes. Madison is married to Reese Zay. Madison Layden Zay.
Good evening. First, I just want to express my deepest gratitude to the Northwestern School Corporation Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for this incredible honor. To be inducted into a group of such esteemed athletes is truly humbling, and I'm beyond grateful to stand here tonight among so many people who have played such a significant role in my journey. Looking back at my time here at Northwestern, it feels like a lifetime ago, yet the memories and lessons I learned on these courts are as fresh as ever. My time as a Tiger was shaped by so many people, and I owe much of my success to their unwavering support, belief in me, and guidance along the way. To my coaches, my mom, dad, and grandpa, thank you for pushing me beyond what I thought were my limits. You helped shape me, not just my athletic skills, but my character. Your dedication to the team and to making me a better athlete in person is something I will forever be grateful for. Papa, you believed in me when I sometimes didn't believe in myself. Thank you for always challenging me, teaching me how to hit a tennis ball, swing a golf club, and giving me pep talks during the games when I was struggling. To my teammates, thank you for the friendships, the hard work, and the sacrifices you made to help us all achieve our shared goals. We shared so many unforgettable moments: 4 conference titles, Hall of Fame champions, 3 undefeated tennis seasons, 10 sectionals, 3 regionals, 3 semi-states, 2 state championships, and an undefeated basketball season with a runner-up in 4A. But we don't talk about that one as much. But what I will remember most are the bus trips, the locker room dancing and singing, the half-court shots to end practice early, and the fun we had being together. To my family, I can't thank you enough. To my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins who always had my back, who sacrificed so much to make sure I could follow my dreams, and who were at every game and every moment along the way. Your love and encouragement are the foundation of my success. And to my sister, McKenna, you've always been there cheering me on no matter what. To my husband, Reese, thank you for your love and support. Finally, to the loyal fans, thank you for supporting us and for being there in the stands. The excitement you brought every game made such a difference, and I will forever cherish those moments. It's amazing to think back on everything we accomplished together, from the highs of winning state championships to the lows of tough losses. Every moment taught me something valuable, and as I reflect back from my journey from Northwestern to Purdue, where I was fortunate enough to continue playing at the next level, I know that none of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of everyone who has been a part of my life. So thank you again to the Hall of Fame Committee, Mr. Armstrong, my coaches, my family, my teammates, and to all of you here tonight. This honor means more to me than words can express, and I promise to carry the pride of Northwestern with me every step of the way. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Heather Luttrell. Heather Luttrell was a student athlete at Northwestern High School from 1999 to 2003. A standout on the girls basketball team during those 4 years, Heather's incredible talent, leadership, and work ethic helped define the success of the Lady Tigers during her high school career. As a team captain and a key player, Heather's impact on the court was undeniable. She earned 4 varsity letters in basketball and played a central role in the team's success, leading them to 4 Mid-Indiana Conference MIC championships, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003, and 3 sectional championships, 2000, 2002, 2003. These team accomplishments were a testament to her skill and leadership. Individually, Heather excelled in nearly every statistical category and still ranks in the top 10 in all-time statistics in 5 Northwestern girls basketball categories. She had 1,084 career points, which at the time of graduation, she was the 4th all-time leader at that point. She is now currently 8th all-time in Northwestern history. She had 647 career rebounds, which at that time was 2nd all-time. She is 5th currently all-time. She had 248 career assists. She was 2nd all-time at the time of graduation, 9th today. 231 career steals, 1st all-time at that time. She held the record at that point. She's 4th all-time right now. She was a 31% career three-point shooting percentage. At the time she graduated, that was 1st all-time. She's currently 9th all-time. Her success on the court earned her recognition as an MIC All-Conference first-team player for 4 consecutive years, 2000, 2001, 2, and 3. And when I was doing the research, what I found in looking at the coaches' votes, she received the most or second most coaches' votes for All-Conference honors all 4 years of high school. That's a lot for a freshman to get that kind of recognition. Following her high school career, Heather took her talents to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC, where she played 4 years of college basketball. Over the course of 116 games, she averaged 21 minutes per game and contributed 425 career points, 337 career rebounds, 151 career assists, and 98 career steals. Heather's high school coach, Jeff Hoover, who is here today and a Hall of Famer here, sums her impact up perfectly. By any measure, Heather Luttrell is a Hall of Famer. She was the cornerstone on the Lady Tigers varsity basketball teams all 4 years in high school. She was a consummate teammate and an ideal player to coach. In addition, she was a role model for younger players who looked up to her. Heather's leadership, work ethic, and performance both on and off the court left a profound mark on Northwestern basketball and set a high standard for future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Luttrell.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Tonight's just been super awesome that I've been able to see so many familiar faces. And everybody in attendance tonight really just confirms what I felt during my entire 4 years here at Northwestern. It's just a huge sense of community here, and there's just a lot of buy-in from everybody, whether it's parents or just people in the community who don't really have an affiliation with Northwestern anymore, but they want to be a part of something really, really big. So thank you, everybody, for attending tonight. Thank you for the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for the induction. Thank you for putting this on and for starting this in the first place. It's a pretty cool thing that you have going on here. My time at Northwestern was filled with so many memories, and as I was thinking about just my time as a player and specific games and things that I could share with you, to be honest, my career as a basketball player and a volleyball player are a total blur. I don't remember specific games, I don't remember tournaments. It's just a really big happy memory for me, which is really great. We've laughed about this a lot in my family because my dad is kind of like Rain Man when it comes to my games, my brother's games, even clear back to like Little League baseball games. He remembers stats, points, which he confirmed tonight. It's pretty amazing. So I don't have any of those kind of anecdotes to share with you tonight, unfortunately. But as I continued to think about my time here, the thing I kept coming back to is I remember the relationships. I remember the people who were incredibly involved in my life, my growth as an athlete, my growth as a student, and those are the things I remember. So I'm just going to share a little bit of that with you tonight and just recognize a few people who played a really big influence on my life. First and foremost, my parents. If you haven't met my parents before, they're really awesome people, and they supported me from day one. They spent thousands upon thousands and thousands of hours in a car just driving me to tournaments and games and spending entire weekends all the time in a sweaty gym. And I never once heard them complain about it. It seemed like something that they loved to do, but now as an adult, I know that weekends are really the time for rest and rejuvenation. You didn't get a lot of that. So thank you to my parents. The best thing I think about my parents and just my memories of being a student athlete are they didn't so much care about the wins and the losses and everything like that. They did, but they cared first and foremost about who I was as a person, the integrity that I had, the character that I had, and that I was a really good witness for the Lord. And those things really meant a lot to me growing up, and they continue to mean a lot to me now. So, Mom and Dad, you're awesome. Next, he's not here tonight, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention my big brother, Jason. He's 3 years older than me, and growing up, I wanted to do every single thing that he did. So, of course, I played sports, and playing sports and playing in the gravel driveway with our basketball hoop, he kicked my butt all the time. And he was unrelenting constantly, and he was constantly teaching me things, the fadeaway jumper, how to take charges, not in the driveway, but constantly just pushing me to be better. And then at some point, I started to kick his butt. And he could have really been a jealous older brother, but he wasn't. He was supportive. And I think I remember hearing a story that he came in and he was beaming that first time that I actually beat him, because everything that he had taught me was kind of coming to fruition, which was really cool. I didn't know that story until much later, that he was actually proud of me. But yeah, he taught me that tenacity and that grit, and it paid off in college because I was by far not the most talented person on the court, but I got a lot of playing time because I could get in there and I could get that other team in foul trouble because I would just stand in front of whoever was driving, take a charge. And I owe my brother a lot. He continues to be a really great influence on my life and a really, really big supporter for me. My teammates were awesome. I had a lot of I think the best teammates. I think everybody here had the best teammates. But we grew together, we supported each other, and no one achieves success in a bubble. You just can't. You have so much influence around you. And we pushed each other to be better, and we enjoyed each other's success. And we were friends off of the court, which translated to us having just really good teamwork and camaraderie on the court, and that translated into us winning. And it was really cool. And it's funny because looking back on it too, both in volleyball and basketball as a freshman, I took some senior playing time, which I'm sure was super hard for them. But I never felt those negative ramifications at all, ever. And I think that was a huge testament both to those individuals and their character, but also to just a sense of community and the values that were instilled from day one here at Northwestern. So that was always really cool. I still think that's a really cool thing. My coaches, I had really amazing coaches. Several are here tonight. Coach Rogers coached me in volleyball, Coach Miller, and Coach Hoover. I did want to specifically speak about you tonight, Coach Hoover. Ever since my first day at Lady Tiger basketball camp, which those were by far the best 2 weeks of every summer. But ever since day one, you noticed something in me. You noticed there was some talent that could really grow and that I worked hard. And I was just playing a game and having fun. But since that first day, you started investing in me. You met my parents. I'm sure you tried to meet me, but I probably didn't speak. But growing then over the years and then going to middle school and playing for Coach Miller, and then you came to coach high school as well with Coach Hoover. Just that time and investment, and both of you before and after practice staying extra and rebounding and just investing in me. That's really what it was. It was just a huge investment that helped me to continue to grow, become the player that I was, and eventually go off to college and play there as well. And again, winning, it was awesome. We won a lot of games. We set a lot of records that then were completely demolished later, which was amazing. But again, you cared more about how we conducted ourselves off of the court, I think, than wins and losses. You cared about us as individuals, all of the coaches here that I had. And that's just a really cool thing. And obviously now as an adult, that means a whole lot to me. So thank you. Finally, this has nothing to do with basketball, and she has no idea I'm about to tell this story. But it does involve one of the other inductees, Coach Schuler. I did not play for her, but this is one of my favorite sports memories. It was before senior night, my freshman year, during volleyball. And the juniors thought it would be a really good idea to gift the seniors with TPing their houses. So we did. We got toilet paper and we got pumpkins, and we did a really good job on their houses. And then after, somebody got the bright idea that, hey, let's go TP Coach Schuler's house. And I thought, is this the best idea? But we did. So we got to work on her house, and then we got caught red-handed. But instead of her being upset, which she super could have been, she pulled out a chair, she sat down, and she started critiquing our work. And she showed us, like, you kind of are a little light over here, maybe a little heavy over here, and she just joined in. And that is, as I look back on high school, it's still one of my best memories. One, because it's funny, and two, I didn't realize it at the time, but now, as an adult with more years than I care to share of life, you chose relationship that day. You chose to join in with us with the fun instead of reacting. And I just think that's a really cool story and a really cool model for us. That's who you were as a teacher, as a coach. I didn't get to play for you, but I think just in closing, we have that opportunity every day. We're all investing in other people. We have that opportunity to spend our time with people, to love them, and to really just pour into each other's lives. I am a hopefully great example of all of the people who poured into me. I would love to stand up here and talk about each and every person who poured into my life over the years. I'd be here for many, many, many hours, and you wouldn't want that. But yeah, we have that opportunity every day. So I kind of wanted to leave you with that and that funny story. I don't know if you remember that at all, but yeah. So thank you again to the committee. This is a huge honor. It's really awesome to be here. It's really great to be inducted with so many amazing people as well. So thank you.
Our next inductee and last athlete of the evening is Megan Schubert Headean. Megan Schubert was a student athlete at Northwestern High School from 2004 to 2008. Megan was a dominant force in the high jump event through her high school track and field career, a 4-time sectional champion and a 4-time state qualifier. Megan's incredible athleticism and determination propelled her to achieve remarkable success year after year. Megan's list of accolades is a testament to her skill and consistency in the high jump. She was the Mid-Indiana Conference champion in 2005, 2006, and 2008. And she claimed victory as the sectional champion in each of her 4 years, 2005, 6, 7, and 2008. Her regional championship title in 2008 was a highlight, and she still holds the regional record in the high jump at 5'7", a mark she set in 2008, and is still that regional's record. Her performance at the state level was equally impressive, qualifying for the state finals in four consecutive years. 2005 she did not place, but in 2006 she placed 6th, 2007 11th, and she achieved a 3rd place finish in the state championship in 2008. Her accomplishments didn't stop there. Megan was a standout in the Hoosier State Relays, where she earned the runner-up spot in the high jump in 2007 and claimed the high jump championship in 2008. Megan was recognized as one of the state's top track and field athletes, earning an IAT-CCC All-State Honors in 2006 and again in 2008, and being named to the ICGSA Second Team All-State in 2008. Her exceptional talent and achievements culminated in her selection as an Indiana All-Star in 2008, which is a rare honor for Northwestern high school track and field athletes. Megan is the Northwestern school record holder in the high jump with a jump of 5 feet 7.5 inches. Megan went on to compete in track and field at the collegiate level at the University of Louisville, where she continued to excel in her sport for 4 years. She is 7th all-time in Louisville high jump history with a jump of 5 feet 10.5 in 2012. In 2011, Megan placed 1st in high jump at the Big East Outdoor Championship. In 2012, Megan placed 3rd in the high jump in the Big East Indoor Championship and placed 4th at the Big East Outdoor Championships that year. Megan is married to Tyler Headean, and they have 2 beautiful children that came in with her tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Schubert Headean.
Sarah and Heather, it was really cool to see you up here. You've been names in the hallways that I saw all 4 years. And Layden sisters, it was really fun to follow your career from afar, as many free Kokomo Tribune articles as I could get. So great to be back here and to meet everyone. I was really lucky to have Coach Pete Schreier, another Hall of Famer, Mary Clem and Dave Stevens as my track coaches, but Clem really unlocked the key to my motivation, which was food. So our deal was if I won the meet, she'd get me a hot dog, and if I broke a record, she would throw in a Dr. Pepper. So this nice sit-down dinner was really, that was all Coach Armstrong had to say to get me here. The ceremony was a bonus. My family moved away from Kokomo when I was in college, so it's really special to be back here. I started kindergarten a couple of yards that way and graduated high school in that gym. In this gym is where we had our gymnastics meets and our cheer practices. But that high jump pit out at the track, that was my home away from home. Even today, if you say, picture your happy place, that pit on a warm day in May is it. It saw my 10,000 hours, my blood, sweat, tears. I used to hang out there with a book, and sometimes I'd nap before practice. And I'm sure a lot of you feel that way about a ball field or about a gym. So thank you to the committee for having me home. I'm really grateful to be able to bring my family here for the very first time. My daughters, Rose and Lucy, the loud ones in the back. Been grooming them to be high jumpers subliminally since they were in the womb. My husband Tyler, who was also a state caliber high jumper when he was in high school. I love you guys. My dad and his wife Yvette. My sister-in-law Abby, and my brother and sister-in-law Will and Carly, one a former professional athlete and one a fellow Big East athlete. I can't wait to be at your guys' version of one of these someday. And my very best friend from Northwestern Elementary School to today, Brittany Hinsberger-Kalule. I made her run track with me too, so that we could hang out more. And one of my favorite high school track memories is Brittany made shirts that said, "Barbie got hops," that all our friends wore to our state meet senior year to cheer me on. Another great memory from that season was regionals. My dad lived in the Chicago suburbs, so he was driving down after work, made it just in time. I was warming up, and he called me over to the fence. I jogged over, and he handed me a feather and said, "Soar." And I was touched that for the gesture and that he made it, mostly worried about bird germs. So I ran back over and stuck it in my spike bag, and then PR'd and had a jump 5.7½ that I'd been chasing for 2 years. And that was the meet record, that was the school record. That got me #1 seeding at state and #1 seeding at the Midwest Meet Championships that year. So needless to say, I took that feather with me to college, and that stayed in my spike bag all 4 years. You can't say enough about your support system. I don't know if you've been to many track meets, they are not short. And in the spring in Indiana, it is raining more often than not. And high jump is the same thing every single time. So my support system, my family and friends were there to cheer me on no matter what. I remember the day of indoor state senior year, I had gymnastics regionals in the morning. I had the indoor state in the afternoon, and then I cheered at a basketball game that evening. So my mom put in probably 300 miles across the state that day. And parents put in so much time to enable sports for kids that you don't appreciate until now as a parent. I'm starting to drive them around. And my coaches, the extra hours that Sharon Clem put in for just please one more jump, or how many hot dogs Clem had to buy me. High jumping took me to college at the University of Louisville, where I was lucky to be part of an excellent program at a great school. We won 5 conference championships while I was there. My favorite meet to go to was Penn Relays, which is like the Super Bowl of track meets. And remember when I said track meets were kind of boring? Not Penn Relays, and not in the Usain Bolt era. So getting to be on the track when Usain Bolt and the Jamaicans were running was really cool. My favorite campus that we ever visited was LSU. The Tiger was right there by the track. And when we finished running, they handed us a garbage bag full of cooked crawdads with instructions to just pop off the head and suck out the meat. So that was a new life experience for me. My best jump in college at 5.10½ put me at #12 in the country. It qualified me for nationals. It earned me academic All-American honors, and that year was 2 centimeters off the Olympic trials. That same year, I served as captain of our team and our university's student athlete rep to the Big East Conference. I remember a meeting in Providence, Rhode Island, discussing the hazy, impossible future of the NIL and how it would ruin college sports forever. But more than the accolades, much, much more, is what sports gave me as a human. High jump is a mental event because you end in failure every time. You can PR and then you raise the bar and you go for it again. And you have to figure out, if you don't do it well or perfectly, you get whacked in the back. And so you just have to figure out how to fail, what went wrong, assess, shake it off, and try again, which is pretty much just life. I learned how to be part of a team, how to be part of something bigger than myself. I learned that leadership is being a good example, having broad shoulders, finding the good in people and helping it shine. Today, I'm lucky to lead a team of people that develops our marketing strategy for State Farm, and my leadership style is set out there on that track. Mostly, I learned confidence, not from winning, but from working. I learned that my brain will quit before my body does, and I can do hard things. I know my limits because I've tested them. I know that asking for help and coaching will make me better. And I've learned that I can't control how high anyone else will jump or what they'll do. I can only control how hard I work and how much I prepare. And none of that is because I could jump high. It was because I had the opportunity to be on sports teams, because I had supportive, patient coaches, because I had parents who believed in my potential. I haven't Fosbury flopped over anything in years, but I call on the mental toughness, the work ethic, persistence, and confidence that sports gave me every day, at home, at work, and at church. So thank you for that, Northwestern Athletics, and thank you for the honor of being part of this special group. I would not be who I am or where I am without the support and the foundation that this school gave me. Thank you.
As Megan walks back, I think, she went 5.7½, but with a few less hot dogs and Dr. Peppers, how high could she have gone? I will say, though, I'm a big supporter of the 23 flavors in Dr. Pepper, so it's all good. All right, we are going to move into the coaches' wing. Our first inductee in the coaches' wing is Cindy Britten. Cindy Britten's distinguished career as a head boys and girls swimming and diving coach at Northwestern High School spanned an impressive 28 years, from 1990 to 2018. Her tenure makes her the longest tenured coach in the history of the program, and her legacy of success continues to resonate within the Northwestern swimming and diving program. Cindy also served as an aquatics director and physical education teacher at Northwestern for 33 years, from 1990 till her retirement in 2023. Under Coach Britten's leadership, the Northwestern swimming and diving teams thrived, with both the boys and girls programs achieving consistent excellence. Her boys teams were particularly dominant, winning 5 Mid-Indiana Conference championships in 2010, 11, 12, 13, and 14. She was on a roll right then. The ladies' teams, led by Coach Britten, also achieved great success, winning 3 Mid-Indiana Conference championships, 2012, 13, and again in 2015. Her ability to develop talented swimmers and divers, as well as her knack for creating a competitive and cohesive teams, played a crucial role in sustained success of the program during her career. Coach Britten's influence extended far beyond the pool, as she was known for her dedication, her ability to mentor young athletes, and her unwavering commitment to building a strong, supportive team culture. Cindy Britten's remarkable contributions to the swimming and diving programs and to the hundreds of children that she taught the skill of swimming to during her career at Northwestern have earned her a well-deserved place in the Northwestern High School Athletic Hall of Fame Coaches Wing. Ladies and gentlemen, Cindy Britten.
If I make it through this, we'll be good. First, I want to thank my brother for making me cry before I came up here and smudging my glasses so now I can't read what I have written here, so thank you, bro. My other brother, which I have 5, wanted me to begin by telling you how honored I am to be standing here tonight, as opposed to standing in the hot, humid swimming pool where I spent 28 years of my life. With the smell of chlorine. And yes, I do sweat chlorine. I am truly honored, and I'd like to start by thanking Dan Armstrong and the Hall of Fame committee for recognizing my coaching contributions tonight, an honor I never expected. Next, a big thank you goes to the late Ed Burkhalter and my dear friend and mentor, Mike Blackburn, who I found out before coming tonight wasn't going to be able to be here. I thank them for our 3-hour phone interview between Kokomo, Indiana and Estes Park, Colorado in July of 1990. Then, for them believing in me enough to hire me a month later. Thanks also to the administrators who I worked with over the past 33 years of my teaching and coaching career. My family, my friends, for their never-ending love and support. You have always been there for me in all aspects of my life. to Andrew, our son, for his love and understanding when I could not attend his athletic events while he was in school and I was here. He always knew and understood why I couldn't be there. But most of all, to my dear sweet husband, Marty, who was always there for me. He was my rock. He was my sounding board. We didn't see much of each other during the season, especially during the week. But I knew he was always there to support me. I am and have been blessed with so much love and support throughout my years. I certainly cannot forget to thank all of my student managers throughout those 28 years who were my right and left hand. They did everything. A good coach surrounds herself with great assistant coaches, and I had some of the best. This honor would not be possible without all of their hard work and dedication to the athletes of our program and to our program for all those many years. So thank you to all my assistant coaches. And I could not begin to name them all, because then I would forget someone. And thanks, of course, to all the swimmers and divers that graced our program over the years, as well as all of their parents for the never-ending support. One of my favorite Bible verses is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. I have been an athlete all my life. For as long as I can remember, I always wanted to teach and coach. My two older brothers were in education, and they always told me, sis, don't go into education if you want to be wealthy. Go into education because you want to touch lives and make a difference in the lives of those that you teach and coach. I truly believe that God had a plan for me when He brought me here to Northwestern High School in 1990 to begin and to end my teaching and coaching career. It has given me a wonderful opportunity to touch the lives of many and make a difference in at least a few. As a coach, I constantly strived to build relationships with my athletes. I wanted them to know that I cared about them as young individuals in all aspects of their lives, not just as a swimmer and diver. I often attended all the athletic events that they were involved in, choir concerts, band concerts, plays. I wanted to see them in various different aspects, not just in the pool. Those relationships were built not only with our Northwestern athletes and parents, but with the athletes, parents, coaches, administrators, and officials from around the state. And many of those still remain strong and lifelong relationships. Thanks to those special relationships, I've been fortunate over the years to have been invited to many big life events of my athletes. Things such as graduations, open houses, bridal showers, weddings, baby showers, or receive a phone call, or even a text message out of the blue from former athletes. A couple of weeks ago, Marty and I were driving home from PT at 8:49 a.m. My phone lit up with this text message. Coach, I heard about you being put in the Hall of Fame for Northwestern. From my perspective, there's nobody more deserving. You took a boy who was angry at the world, and you taught him not to BS himself. Do the dive or get off the board. You had a significant positive impact on my life, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Congrats, Coach. Ashton. Needless to say, I began to cry. Not that I needed any affirmation, but it always makes you feel better when it happens. My brothers were right. Go into education because you want to make a difference in the lives of those you teach and coach. When I was a senior in high school, I qualified for the state swim meet my senior year. That was the 4th year in a row. My mom wrote a prayer for me. I chose to have that prayer I chose to honor my mom in a very special way by making that my gift to my seniors at our banquet. It reads, "Dear Lord, I thank thee for the ability, strength, desire, courage, and will to participate. I thank thee for the feelings such as laughter, humor, exuberance, power, joy, and satisfaction in victory. Instill my heart and mind with friendship, sportsmanship, and graciousness in defeat. May you and I be proud of me." This wonderful honor that I'm receiving tonight makes both my mom and me proud of me and the things that I accomplished here at Northwestern High School. And I am truly honored to receive this award. Thank you very much.
There's nothing quite like walking into a pool, taking a deep breath, and thinking, what am I doing here? That chlorine is something special. Our next inductee for the coaches wing is Lorri Schuler. Lorri Schuler served as the head volleyball coach at Northwestern High School from 1985 to 1998, and again from 2016 to 2018, leaving an indelible mark on the program with her exceptional leadership and success. A fixture at Northwestern volleyball, Coach Schuler compiled a remarkable overall coaching record of 309 wins and 183 losses, making her the all-time winningest coach in the history of the program. During her first tenure, 1985 to 1998, Schuler's teams achieved outstanding success, winning 5 MIC championships, 1989, 90, 92, 93, and 1996, and earning 3 sectional championships, 1990, 93, and 97. Under her guidance, the Tigers built a reputation for excellence and consistent performance on the court. Schuler's coaching prowess turned the Northwestern volleyball team into a dominant force in the conference, developing student athletes who would go on to leave their own legacies, as you're seeing here tonight. In her second stint from 2016 to 18, Coach Schuler continued to elevate Northwestern volleyball. She guided the Tigers to an impressive 68-27 record. showcasing her ability to adapt and maintain this program's success. Her teams captured 2 sectional championships in 2017 and 2018, continuing the tradition of excellence she had established years earlier. With 309 career victories, Lorri Schuler has cemented her place as one of the most successful and respected coaches in Northwestern coaching history, not just in volleyball, period. Her leadership, dedication, and lasting impact on the Northwestern volleyball program, Schuler's influence on the players, the team's culture, and the overall success of the program is a testament to her passion for the sport and her commitment to excellence. Lorri Schuler has served as a Northwestern health and physical education teacher for 40 years. At the time of this induction, I wrote that not knowing that she was going to retire, and 40 years is going to be her career. That's a long time. Through her tenure, Coach Schuler built a legacy of success, mentorship, and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, Lorri Schuler.
First of all, I want to congratulate the other inductees, as each of you are very deserving of this recognition. I want to thank whoever nominated me, as this was a very unexpected surprise. This was not an award I ever dreamed of receiving, so thank you, whoever you are. I did not become a teacher to coach. I had my first experience coaching 3rd and 4th grade kickball when I was in high school. It was fun, but I wasn't sure this is what I really wanted to do. But in college, I helped my friends coach middle school volleyball, basketball, and track to earn extra money, which gave me valuable experience. When Northwestern School Corporation had an open junior high health and physical education position, they also needed a varsity volleyball coach and a softball coach. And I applied with very limited coaching experience. What many people may not know is that I did not play my senior year of high school volleyball, as my coach and I realized that my heart wasn't in it. I was given the choice to walk away or be cut. I had missed all summer morning workouts because I had an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job. And that pretty much told her I wasn't very committed. So no volleyball that fall, but I did keep my job working after school until basketball started. When I started at Northwestern, there were no assistants and only one middle school coach, Kristen Snoddy. I didn't even know how to set the nets up. So Dan Robinson and the football coaches came in and taught me how to set the nets up. I had so much to learn with coaching and teaching that the stress was more than I realized. During that first season, while playing at Lewis Cass, I stood up to call a timeout and I collapsed to the ground. I had had a stroke at 22 years old. Fortunately, Mike Blackburn, our athletic director, recognized my symptoms and got me to the hospital quickly and to my family doctor. I thank him for recognizing those symptoms so quickly. I also need to thank Dick and Marcia Miller and Kristen Miller Bilkey there, who let me stay in their home while I had time to recuperate. Luckily, I was healthy, and within a few weeks, I was back to teaching and coaching. From that point on, my parents made it to every game I coached, no matter where we played, driving from Carmel, Indiana, to every spot you can imagine. Their commitment to the volleyball program was something special. I'm not sure the Northwestern volleyball team knew how to begin a match without my dad saying from the stands, "Go Tigers!" And they'd look up in the stands, they'd wait on him to do it, and then they were ready to play. Throughout my career, I have always worn skirts or dresses when I coached, and many people wondered why. Well, that came from my mom. My mom said I looked too much like my players and I needed to dress up more. I coached for 14 years, including many club seasons during the winter months. The first years were in single class, with the last few being in the class system. We had very successful seasons whenever we had a freshman start, and we referred to them as puppies. The first year of class sports, we had 3 freshmen starting. I remember playing at Eastbrook, and we played freshman, junior varsity, and varsity all at one night. And I looked up, and I saw one of the freshmen yawning before the varsity game. I asked if she was ready to play. She said, "But Coach, I'm normally going to bed at this time." Coaching always keeps you on your toes. Class sports also gave us the chance to be ranked, which was very special. I'm not sure how many sectional, conference, or county tournaments we won, but those teams were fun. Whenever we won sectionals, we would take the girls to Indy to go out to eat. We also surprised them with a ride in the chicken or pig mobile, which are old hearse cars with a big plastic chicken or pig on top. My dad would go down to Indy and pick it up, and then we would stop by my parents' home to all pile in the vehicle. I'm not sure admin would have been thrilled if they knew all the details, but we always had the school van following us in case something happened. Luckily, nothing ever did. The Chinese fire drills, though, at stoplights did make me very nervous. And we also never knew what the girls would say to the restaurant waiters. Once, 2 of them decided to tell the waiter they were foreign exchange students from Alaska and Hawaii. I just remembered the upperclassmen going, "What?" Just let it go. Those same 2 young ladies, at another time, told the waiter they were twins. Now, they weren't identical twins, but they were fertile twins. Again, as coaches, we just let it slide. You had to appreciate the innocent fun. We would have the sectional dinners and the after-sectional parties at my house or at parents' homes with families, players, and friends, enjoying the memories of the season. I wanted the girls to have the thrill of winning, but I also wanted them to learn why we did the things we did, so that one day they could coach as they understood the game. I wanted Northwestern to be remembered as teams that had sportsmanship and fairness. I liked that the girls had friends at other schools. As a coach, I enjoyed watching the girls play not only volleyball, but also other sports against their rivals. So many people have entered my life because of coaching. And as time passes, you lose touch. And then God puts you in the same place at the same time so you can catch up. I was recently at an Illinois women's basketball game when a young lady came up to talk to me at halftime. As soon as I saw her, I knew she was Tracy Chaplin, who was Kokomo's setter when I coached. Her mom was one of the best volleyball officials in the area. She said she texted her mom and said, "I just got to catch up with Schuler." Now, I never coached her, but I always respected her game. Those are the moments you treasure. I was also able to stay in touch with another outstanding athlete from Western, Jessica Ronk-Oliver, who not only has helped our program as a coach, but now I get to watch her coach her own volleyball team at Western. Also, it's been very special in my life to stay in touch with my club volleyball players who attended other schools. At the time when I coached club, you were not allowed to have your own high school players on your teams. So I was always coaching other players, Kokomo, Logansport, Peru, Western, kids from other schools. So you develop friendships with them. I've been fortunate to teach a few of those former players, kids, and it's really nice to do. But just recently, I've been blessed with having the opportunity to watch Robin Miller Wargirl's daughter play volleyball, with as much passion as her mom played at Logansport. When she played cups with Sarah Kirkman, yes. In those early seasons, coaches voted on all conference and all Kokomo Tribune teams, which I think you heard earlier was a little bit different than it is now. And so we were very fortunate that we had the late John Dempsey, who covered women's high school and college sports with such enthusiasm and wrote so many wonderful stories about the young ladies. I'm not sure how many #1 selections that we had for conference or the county, but there were several years where we dominated the voting. We have had only one volleyball all-star who was able to play in the all-star match, and that is Brianne Bowles. Brianne Bowles, who made the adjustment of not only setting upperclassmen, but those little bitty puppies that started on varsity. Throughout the years, the volleyball team was also fortunate to earn many state academic awards, as our young ladies also excelled in the classroom. After a 17-year break, Dan Armstrong talked me into returning to volleyball. So much had changed. Stats were now kept on an iPad and loaded in Max Preps. Gone were the days of stats taken by the JV and then coaches rewatching the game on a VCR tape for accuracy. There were many nights that Tika Rogers and I had Taco Bell and stayed up after a game checking the stats. iPads now were used to record the game, which was available for all to see. In the old days, VCR tapes were used and kept until the season ended. And now there was social media and different ways to communicate. I'm not sure young people even had cell phones when I left coaching 17 years earlier. I lasted 3 years, but it wasn't the same as the first 14. Too much had changed, and the game was different. I am just a teacher who had the privilege of coaching at one school for 17 years and teaching at that same school for 40 years. Even this last semester of teaching, I watched how my students were enjoying the volleyball unit. The 7th grade boys, very skeptical about playing volleyball at first, liked volleyball so much that they wanted me to start a boys team. That is why I'm just a teacher who happened to coach. It was never about the wins or the losses. It was about the people I met along the way. So I thank you for letting me meet you through this coaching. You have enriched my life. To all of my former players, which it seems I have a lot of setters here tonight, who not only did I teach and coach you, but I've been very fortunate to teach and coach your children during this 40-year career that is coming to a close. I want to thank my friend Maureen Arnold, who never had a paid position with this volleyball team, but she has always been there supporting the girls. To Linda Wilson, the only assistant coach that put so much air in a volleyball that it blew up. That's why you don't have a science geek as your assistant coach. To Tika Rogers, who's always pushed me to be a better person and coach, and to Jessica, Heather Herlock-Correll, and all the assistants who helped throughout the years. You made each season memorable. Thank you to my family who is here tonight, my sister Terry, my brother Greg, my favorite and only sister-in-law Barb, my niece Megan, and the friends and former players that are here this evening. And to those friends who couldn't be here, but plan to watch the video when you get back from the cruise I was supposed to go on. You have all made this a very special evening. And to Mom and Dad, who have the best seats in the house right now, thanks for always being there. Thank you to all. This has been just a remarkable evening, something I never expected. So thank you all for letting me be a part of Northwestern for 40 years. Thank you.
I know. All right, I'm going to shift gears to the contributor wing. We have one inductee in the contributor wing, and that inductee is Harold Seamon. Harold Seamon's dedication to Northwestern High School extended far beyond his administrative roles. He made a lasting impact on the school's athletic programs through his 18 years of service, 1998 to 2016, as a high school principal and as an assistant superintendent. Mr. Seamon was an unwavering supporter of high school athletics, consistently showing his commitment by attending athletic contests and offering his encouragement to student athletes, coaches, and athletic administrators. As an assistant superintendent in charge of transportation, grounds, maintenance, and custodial, Mr. Seamon worked closely with the athletic administrator to ensure that all athletic events ran smoothly. He understood the importance of proper facilities and infrastructure and went above and beyond to advocate for the necessary resources. Whether it was coordinating custodial staff, managing maintenance needs, or ensuring transportation was available for teams, Harold was always proactive in addressing the logistical needs of Northwestern athletics. A true champion for the success of student athletes, Mr. Seamon continually worked to secure a portion of the school's budget for sports facility upgrades and upkeep. His foresight in ensuring the school's athletics facilities were well maintained and equipped provided the foundation for many teams to succeed. Harold firmly believed that extracurricular activities, including athletics, were not just a supplement to the classroom, but a vital extension of the educational experience. He saw the value in student athletes learning teamwork, discipline, leadership, and perseverance, skills that would serve them both on and off the field. Through his advocacy, support, and leadership, Harold Seamon played an instrumental role in shaping the athletic culture at Northwestern High School. His contributions to the athletic department from the high school office and the corporation office makes him worthy and deserving inductee into the Northwestern High School Athletic Hall of Fame contributor wing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harold Seamon.
Those seats are getting a little firm, aren't they? Dan, thank you for your kind words this evening.
All true.
I appreciate what you said. I may call you tomorrow and ask you to write a reference. The way the stock market's been going this week, I may have to go back to work. I'd like to acknowledge my guest this evening. My wife, Holly, is here. She deserves to be in a Hall of Fame somewhere for being married to me for 51 years. My son, Aaron, and daughter, Megan, are here. They're both Northwestern graduates. Aaron won 10 or 11 varsity letters. My daughter-in-law, Elizabeth, is here, and granddaughters, Natalie and Caitlin. Thank you for all coming. I'll try not to embarrass you. Thank all of you for being here. It is a very humbling experience for me to stand before you and be recognized. It is a real honor to be inducted into the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame as a contributor to athletics. I think I've always understood the importance of athletics for kids. When I was growing up in the small town of Dillsboro, Indiana, our school had 4 sports: cross country, track, baseball, and basketball. All sports for boys. There were no girls' sports then. If you were the tallest kid in your class like I was, you played basketball whether you wanted to or not. And I wanted to. Some of my fondest memories and best friends from high school were the result of being on the basketball team. One of my high school teammates just came to visit us last week. To this day, we would do anything for each other. We've had a great friendship for all these years, even though he didn't pass the ball to me in the post as much as he should have. In all our classes at Dillsboro, we worked strictly as individuals, but in the gym, we learned how to work as a team, a valuable skill in the real world. Enough reminiscing, that was 55 years and 75 pounds ago. Let's talk about contributing. One definition of a contributor, a person who contributes something in order to provide or achieve something together with other people. Sounds like a team sport, doesn't it? When I was at Northwestern, my job as the principal and later as the assistant superintendent was to work as a team with other contributors to provide as the best possible opportunities for students, not only in athletics, but in music and all other student activities. We also understood our most important role was providing the best academic experience we could, because we knew that the majority of our student athletes would finish with organized athletics after high school, with only a few of the privileged ones getting to participate in athletics in college. We were blessed to have many staff members who were significant contributors to student success when I was at Northwestern. Tonight, I am privileged to be recognized as a contributor, a very humbling experience. I wish all of the contributors I worked with could be recognized. Time limits prevent me from naming all who deserve to be recognized, but some of the people who came first to mind were people like Gerald Sullivan. He was one of many bus drivers that genuinely cared for and safely transported our students to school and competitions. Bill Kaufman, one of our custodians that kept the gyms, locker rooms, and the entire school clean for our students. Secretaries and bookkeepers like Janet Lovelace that managed the offices and provided invaluable support to the staff and students. Teacher coaches like Pete Schreier, Greg Glass, and a young Dan Armstrong that were great coaches and teachers. Got a plug in there for you, Dan. Lay coaches like Steve Swinson, who coached the wrestling team, helping to fill our over 90 high school and middle school coaching positions that we couldn't possibly fill from the coaching ranks. Our superintendent at the time, Ryan Snoddy, a former high school teacher and coach. It helps when the guy at the top is a big-time supporter of athletics and academics. Our athletic director, Mike Blackburn, who made sure that our student athletes had an opportunity to participate in all sports sanctioned by the IHSAA, 10 sports for boys and 10 sports for girls, a far cry from the 4 boys sports we had at Dillsboro. We were fortunate to have many teachers who supported our athletes along with all of our students by being outstanding teachers. A few that come to mind, Patty Zeck, Patty Langevin, Aaron Gilmore, Delroy Ortman, Dan Carter, Dave Myers, and if I had time, I could name many, many more. During my tenure as the principal at Northwestern High School, we moved more toward data-driven decision-making, something good coaches and athletes had been doing for years. Coaches had been using data to identify areas of improvement and tailor coaching strategies for optimal results. We used some of the same strategies to improve academics by moving more and more toward data-driven decision-making. That was a change. Like all change, some of our staff readily embraced the idea, and many came along kicking and screaming. Our plan: collect data, analyze the data, interpret the results, make decisions, implement the decisions, and measure results to make further improvements. We tried to be very intentional about everything we did, like a great coach or a great athlete. We were rewarded in 2005 when our state superintendent said we had made remarkable progress in raising student achievement at Northwestern High School. She nominated us for, and we received a Blue Ribbon School Award, which you go to Washington, D.C. to pick up. It's a pretty big deal. The school won it again in 2022. Congratulations. In conclusion, I know the night has gotten long. I had the privilege to work with many contributors at Northwestern to help athletes. I hope I played a part in providing good coaches, good facilities, good equipment, a safe and fun home environment for competition, safe transportation, high standards for conduct, and all the other things that go into a quality athletic program. I am proud of that work. The thing I am most proud of is the academic experience we were able to provide our students that will hopefully serve them throughout their entire lifetimes, long after they leave organized sports. Thanks for listening to an old guy ramble on. Peace be with you. Thank you very much.
You know, Harold, when I called him, he said, "What are you talking about?" He said his wife was gagging in the front seat as we were driving. Story about Harold a little bit. Harold's been at several schools. He was here, obviously, but he was at several schools. Through my journeys as an athletic administrator, I've come into contact with hundreds and hundreds of athletic administrators throughout the country, but I have served alongside several ADs that he had contact with, some that have risen to great success. And no one ever said anything but what I said in what I read. He was supportive of athletics and of the athletic administrator. And as an athletic administrator, that is vital to try and do what we do every day, which is a difficult task. So thank you, Harold, for that. Big, huge thank you to all of you. You made the effort to come out on a beautiful, almost 80-degree day and come out here and sit in this gym for now almost 3 hours to celebrate those who were inducted. Congratulations again. Let's have a round of applause for all the inductees tonight. Fantastic. It's an honor for me to do this. I've been doing this since 2014. It is a favorite night of mine. It's a labor of love when you do all this, to get the information, to try and find the stats, to try and do all that, get people to be nominated. And it's something I enjoy, and it culminates in this evening. It's wonderful. Want you to spread the word about this Hall of Fame. Next year, the Hall of Fame ceremony will be Friday, March 13th, 2026. If you know of somebody that should be nominated, meet the requirements, the level that you have to meet to get into this Hall of Fame. If you believe somebody should be nominated, please contact the athletic office here at Northwestern. Even if it's just an email, you can send it to me or send it to Coach Horstman over here, and we'll collect those and do the research we need to get. If you have stats, if you know of somebody and you have statistics that can help us, that will just speed up the process, and we appreciate that. So please send that to us. We need your help. The longer this goes, the more we're going to need that help. So please feel free. If you're an athlete and you played with somebody you believe should be in this Hall of Fame, please reach out to us and give us the help we need to find those athletes. We're coming up on 8 decades of this school. There's a lot of athletes that have come through this building. Back at the back, there's a small table that have envelopes for contributions to this Hall of Fame. We cannot do that and do what we do here without contributions to keep this alive. This is an expensive endeavor. And the night cannot pay for itself. So we have to get contributions to pay for the awards, the Hall of Fame itself, and this evening. So if you would feel led to contribute, pick up an envelope. If you don't want to put in an envelope, you want to put your 20s or 100s inside that box, we'd be more glad to take them. So that's my plug. Please help us if you can. If it's $1, we'll take it. All monies that are given go into a fund that go only for the development and maintenance of the Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame. I would ask, in our last thing here, if you were an inductee tonight, that you stay afterwards with your family, friends, whoever you would want pictures with, and we're going to take pictures over there, actually right here with this backdrop right here. We'll move this podium. We want to get pictures too, and we'll send those pictures to you. So please stay around. The rest of you will be dismissed. Thank you for coming, and have a great night.
Real quick, I want to thank Mr. Armstrong for his efforts to continue to put on this Hall of Fame. About this time of year, everybody thinks he's the assistant AD because he's back into the building so much. But thank you for your efforts in this. So give him a round of applause.